How's that?
Yeah, that's fine.
The only problem with recording so early is that my hair is still an hour's worth of damp.
Oh.
It takes a full 2.5 hours, 3 hours to dry.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, yeah, with the gel in it.
With anything.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, and then it needs a little crunch.
Yeah.
But, okay, so this is not, oh, look.
Oh, that's weird how we always have
I
coordinated
know.
nails.
We match.
Mine are getting done tomorrow.
Coordinated.
So.
Oh, that's a really pretty color too.
Thanks. I was wearing this color sweatpants when I went for my last appointment. She goes, oh, we're going to do that color. And it's like, Cassie, I don't always wear these purple sweatpants. This is desperation sweatpants.
Well, it's a really nice color.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's all right.
Okay. And you won't spend half the video back in the corner this time.
Nobody keeps baby in the corner.
I must have watched that movie 50 times
Oh, yeah.
when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I loved that movie. Okay. Happy Thursday, Flosstube.
Happy Thursday.
Welcome back. My name is Caroline. I'm the owner of Evertote.
I'm Kerri and the owner and dyer of Roxy Floss.
And this is going to be a Flosstube episode. A wild and crazy Flosstube episode.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't bring that.
You didn't bring...
I got new European cross stitch delivery too.
Oh, you did? It came. Okay, well, we'll discuss it. Because I thought the conversation that we had about that yesterday was... yesterday? No, the day before.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got lots to show and share.
Okay. I got nothing. Next to nothing.
Next to nothing?
Yeah.
You've been doing other things.
I have been doing other things.
Yeah. Like taking care of, you know,
Yeah.
the back situation and doing what you're supposed to do. So,
Yeah.
you know.
It's definitely a part-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My new dog is a part-time job.
Yeah. You got pretty lucky with Luna girl.
Holy cow. This dog, she's way younger than any dog we've had in ages.
Yeah.
So she's still a puppy.
Yeah.
She's 2.5 and she's also never been without other dogs.
Yeah.
So, we are now 1 week in. Her name is Roxy.
So bizarre. Kismet.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so there were actually two sister dogs that were up for adoption at the same time. They weren't being adopted out together. They were being fostered at different homes. And her sister Molly was the dog that we were actually looking at.
Was it Molly or Millie?
Molly.
Molly, okay.
Yeah, Molly. And so when we applied, I said to the lady, the owner of the rescue organization, I said, you know, they both look great. Here's our application. Whichever dog you think suits our situation better is who we're happy to, you know, if you're going to approve us, we'll take either. And because apparently Roxy has better recall, off leash, and we don't have a fully fenced yard. So that's why they matched her with us. And
that's good.
And I said, well, her name's Roxy. So
weird and wonderful.
Weird and wonderful. And you know what? She was born right around the time you started dyeing.
Oh yeah?
Dyeing
floss.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I know.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain why your company is named Roxy Floss Co?
Yeah. So, well, backstory. My ex-business partner and I started dyeing wool, so protein fibers for knitting, and it was called Leo and Roxy Yarn Co. Leo was one of her original sheep. She had a small hobby farm. So Leo was one of her sheep and Roxy was one of my parrots. So, or my original parrot. So yeah, so that seemed to fit. And then we started doing the floss, and it was overwhelming doing both cotton and wool. So we tried running it parallel for a little while, didn't work. We separated. So I took Roxy. She's still Leo and Roxy Yarn Co. Great yarn. Go and buy it. But I took Roxy and I'm Roxy Floss.
Roxy
I think
Floss.
there was a transition where I was Leo and Roxy. Yes, there was.
Yep.
Leo and Roxy Floss Co. and Leo and Roxy Yarn Co. We were trying to do it parallel. Didn't work, so then I dropped the Leo and just Roxy Floss.
Yep.
Backstory.
So that's why you may still see tags and whatnot floating around, also being tagged on Instagram under Leo and Roxy Floss Co.
Yeah.
And we still actually have floss on those tags.
Yeah. I just recently dropped the hashtag Leo and Roxy Floss. I figured, okay, it's been 2 years now, so let's drop that.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah. And
So
now
that's it. And now you have a dog
now
named
I
Roxy.
have a Roxy.
Yeah. And I don't have a Roxy.
And you don't have a Roxy. So
it's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's all good.
it's all good.
It's all good. Yeah, so high energy Roxy.
High energy Roxy.
Is it high, like, is she hyper or just puppy?
No, she's just a puppy. But she also loves playing with other dogs.
Sure.
And because now she has no dogs to play with, she wants us to be puppies.
Yeah.
So there's a period of about an hour at night, and it doesn't matter how much she's been walked, because trust me, we've been walking her a lot, which frankly I have zero complaints about because it has gotten me out of my stitching chair. Yeah. Like 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Like I have walked so much in the last week and I feel really good.
Yeah.
I feel great.
You look great.
Thanks.
Your skin looks wonderful.
Thank you.
It always does, but yeah.
Oh, thanks. I feel good. I feel really good. And you know, she's a lovely animal. It's just she is she's wanting to play. She's not food motivated.
Yeah.
So, you know, I thought out of desperation to try and keep her a bit busy last night, I thought, okay, we have this sort of Kong type thing, right? I thought, okay, peanut butter.
Peanut butter in the Kong.
This dog hates peanut butter.
I got a text. This dog doesn't like peanut butter. What? What dog doesn't like peanut butter?
She's broken. She's
bizarre.
broken. She doesn't like peanut butter. Doesn't like peanut butter. She doesn't like anything that Luna liked. And I know they're all different.
Yeah.
Absolutely they're different. But Luna used to go like carrots, cucumbers, broccoli, like any vegetable. This dog, nope, won't touch. She hates peanut butter. I bought a bag of beef treats. Nope, won't touch them. She will not touch them. She sniffs it and then backs up. Cheese. She will eat. She likes cheese. Yeah.
That's not great.
No, it's not.
That's not a great treat. Okay, that's going to be gross. What about raw chicken or turkey necks?
I can't do it.
Because you throw her out in the backyard with a raw turkey neck.
Wait, our yard's not fenced.
I know, but you can supervise her while she's doing that.
Our backyard doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like it's been wilded.
Oh yeah.
So it's raspberry canes and periwinkle and you know there's it backs onto a really, really busy road.
That's true.
And she's a jumper.
Oh God. Okay.
Like she could clear my neighbor's fence without even blinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
First night she was there, John called her, and you know how she came to him? She jumped over the back of the couch. She didn't bother going around. She jumped over.
Wow.
Yeah. She's good though. She's really good, and she's great on the leash. So walking has been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Which frankly, because she's had so little training, if the walking was difficult as well, it would be, you know,
yeah.
It's hard, right? I mean, obviously there's an adjustment period.
And I'm sure she's, what do you call it? My cats have it. It's like a little rice grain, microchipped. Is she microchipped?
She's gotta be.
I would think so. I think most
of them are.
Rehoming.
Yeah, most of them are.
Organizations do that.
You know what? I haven't finished going through all of, like, I still have to, I've called the vet, but I got to get her in for her last round of puppy shots.
Yeah.
Because they assume that the dog has had nothing. So she's had all of her first round. She needs more flea and tick. She needs more of that. So I was trying to wait at least a week and a half in our house before I put her in the car again.
Yeah.
Because it was a 2-hour drive and she's never been like she hasn't been in a car that long.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Yeah. I'd also, I'm just putting this out here, but if she's a jumper, I might be proactive and actually get her a GPS.
Oh yeah, actually.
Just in
yeah,
case.
no, you know what, John and I did talk about that. It's
Or,
a good idea.
You guys are all
Yeah.
iPhone, Apple
Yeah,
products.
a
Get
little air tag.
Yeah.
Because you can get
Just in
them.
case.
You can get collars that have the
Yeah.
thingies in them. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good idea. We should.
Just to be proactive.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I promise this is a Flosstube.
Yeah, sorry.
We haven't caught up in a couple of days,
No.
so. I had 2 new starts.
Very stressful for Kerri.
And one of them has
Anxiety's
like
creeping
6
up.
stitches in it, but I started it. It counts. Look, you know what? I have my plan this year is 50 things, right? Either finishes, starts, whatnots.
Yeah. Where are you?
I think I'm almost at about, that's a good question. I should have checked that before I started, but
We're almost halfway through, so.
I think I'm at 16 new starts now and
Better
11
crack 11.
finishes.
Yeah.
I know. So that's why
Yeah.
I didn't feel 1 ounce of guilt. And I've got great progress on some other things.
Cool.
Okay.
I would love to have a new start, but that would involve digging out another Q-snap.
Or another pair of scroll rods, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Half at
I
least
know where you
resistance.
can find some. Okay, so last week I worked on, excuse me, my pattern's all torn up because that's how I like to work on it. Gwyneth's Bouquet, Maximum Cross Stitch. Our friend Ellen. Look at that beauty. So, I just wanted to chat about the cover model here for a moment because Ellen has 3 variations here. It looks like 4, but this little purse down here in the bottom, that's actually the original. And this was a gift to Ellen from Gwyneth, and that's why it's called Gwyneth's Bouquet. So this is the original. And then Ellen recreated it on 40 count Roxy Floss Co Night Owl. And this was a super dark dye lot.
Super
You
dark.
did Ellen no favors there because the normally Night Owl isn't quite that dark black. But Ellen, actually, I think Ellen asked for it.
Did.
She wanted
like
it
almost solid
Yeah.
jet black. Yeah.
So that's a 40 count Night Owl Roxy Floss Co. And this is the called for Roxy Floss. This gigantic pillow here, this Ellen stitched with the DMC conversion. And so you can see there are some subtle differences, especially in the dark tones here. You can see the peak of the rose there and the peak of the rose there. In the Roxy version, it's much, there's much less difference between the 2 darkest tones in the floss. Then this version here, that was stitched on a 36 count Panettone linen. Roxy Floss Co. Same Roxy Floss Co. floss pack. And so I'm stitching mine on a 40 count Panettone.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't it look good?
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing.
Way was up to remember. That way.
Yeah, that's it.
Ta-da! Look at that. Oh, I love it so much. I love it. It is so pretty. So at the beginning of May, I kind of last minute decided to go to the cottage by myself for a week. It was just good timing. You know, things were ticking along and John had just opened up and he was there, and so he was able to take me over in the boat and then leave me there. And I took stitching and a little bit of food, lots of coffee, and I just vegged out for the week. And I worked on this quite a lot. But I forgot 2 skeins of floss were actually missing from my floss ring because I had pinched them for something else. So I was missing arugula and Thursday. And actually the piece that I pinched it for is right here. And so that's why there's still so much left to fill in, because all of the arugula needs to be filled in the leaves. A little bit of Thursday is a dark, burgundy, purpley, Merlot. Yeah. So
in here.
thanks.
I just caught wind of that.
It's okay. It's a flip.
It is a flip.
It's a flip.
Oh.
It's a style choice.
Yeah.
So that's my Gwyneth
That's
bouquet.
awesome.
And
Come along.
and I just love it. So I found arugula. It's a light green. It's a beautiful green. I'm gonna plug my own project bags here, okay? This has been one of my absolute favorite project bags.
Yeah, I do love that one.
This was the fabric that we used for Sampler September last year. So they're listed in the shop under Sampler September. But just this floral print, and it's a cotton linen.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the feel of this.
It's a cotton linen. So it's simple. It just looks good all the time. And then it's just got a super plain taupe-ish lining. Fits an 11-inch square. That's the large size. Fits an 11-inch square Q-snap. And so my Gwyneth's bouquet lives in that. Speaking of Ellen, we're releasing one of her charts tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
have I seen it?
I don't think you have. It's a good one too. It's a reproduction sampler.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so she's recorded a 5-minute video introducing it, and I'm gonna put it in our little. Kerri and I are doing a floss toss video tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'll put it in there, and I'll show it to you too at
Cool.
the same time.
Oh, well, this is your 6 or 7 stitch
This
start.
is one of my
Yeah. Nice.
It is. So because I know
That bunny is no joke,
because
man.
you stitch a lot of Artsy Housewife. I'm always inspired by your Artsy Housewife stitching, and I have one Artsy Housewife project that I've started, which was Pretty Bird.
Yeah.
But because you were doing, which is the one you're doing on Pepita that you did on Pepita? Lovely Dove.
Lovely Dove.
Lovely Dove. And you were working on this one.
Yeah.
Which you'll show in just a minute.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to start Bedelia Bunny.
Mm.
Because it is
So cute. Oh, that will look really good if you hang it with the Cosford Rise one that you're doing.
the in the Dale?
In the
the
Dale.
bunnies?
Yeah.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah.
Isn't it sweet?
It's so sweet. That bunny's no joke.
That bunny is next level stitching.
It reminds me of the cat on Vicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not a small bunny.
No.
So
Is there color changes in there? On
Yes.
that bunny? Yeah, yeah.
so the two flosses are Milkshake and Snowy
Yeah.
Owl. So it's kind of
that's good.
a palish pink.
Yeah, hand
And
dip
then
in there.
and then a white. Yeah. So this is a Hannah conversion. Hannah has converted 99% of the charts in the shop that list floss conversions. You can follow her on Instagram at flossbosshannah, and she's working on a couple more today to go in tomorrow.
I created a new color for Seagulls Love Peaches.
Oh, the Light Lady Marmalade, right?
Light Lady.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's going to call it, but
It needs a new name.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with the Floss Lady Marmalade, it was the sort of orange, the perfect marmalade color that is being used in the Linnets song. It's a lighter version of that.
it is. Yeah,
And it's good.
It turned out really well.
Just needs a name. So we'll name it and we'll have it ready for tomorrow. So here's my start.
It just looks like a loose thread. Sorry.
Ta-da! Because that is a loose thread.
Yeah.
But yeah, there. Look at that. I started.
Now that's a middle start?
That is it. Yes. It is a middle start. But isn't that linen great?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Pepita is a really, it's really good. It's beautiful. Pepita is the perfect mid-light khaki. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's not too green. It's not too brown.
Mm-hmm.
It's just right. Love it. So this is coming home with me this weekend.
Nice.
I plan on making some progress on that bunny. I would like to stitch, because the eyeball's right in the middle, right? I'm not sure I can stitch the eyeball, because then I'll be looking at a project with a big giant eyeball in it for the next year. But I might work my way to the top of the eyeball and to the ear.
Okay.
It's really sweet. Yeah. So here's Hannah's floss pack for this. I love these colors.
Yes.
Look at that. Yeah. Pippi. Pippi looks great and everything. Delicious.
Very nice.
Bunnylicious. Okay, so I showed that first because that was the thing I had the least amount of progress in. But it was a start. It counts, right?
For sure.
It counts as a start. What I took the Thursday for, I pinched Thursday a couple months ago when I started this chart. I don't have the chart with me. I've left it at home. So I'll put in a picture here. This is Modern Folk Embroidery in the Garden of Holland. Man, I love this piece. And here's what I did. Ta-da!
Wow.
So this is another conversion that Hannah did, taking the DMC numbers from the inside of Jacob's chart. It is, so let's just have a little conversation about this before I get back into this, about converting floss colors. Leanne, 1897, and I were just discussing this, and she did a post about it.
She did, yeah.
We're often asked, do we have a conversion list to DMC from Roxy Floss? And the answer to that is no.
No.
So
We kind of do, but not for public release.
well, no,
it's
and
just
and
kind of notes that we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is much, much, much easier to convert from DMC to Roxy Floss.
Yeah.
Trying to convert from Roxy Floss to DMC is an ever-changing,
Yeah.
constantly in motion, because that's the nature of hand-dyed floss. I mean, look at, for example, arugula, artichoke, asparagus.
Yeah.
Those three greens
Yeah.
have undergone because of the dye powder itself.
Yeah. Just
nothing that you have done.
Subtle shifts.
changes.
Yeah.
We would have to reproduce a DMC color card conversion list like once a month.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks. And we don't have the manpower, the time, woman power to do that. And frankly, it's...
What I loved about Leanne's post is that when she alluded to, you know, when we were kids, if we wanted to color a purple horse, we colored a purple horse.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened, and what's that shift as you
Yeah.
mature that all of a sudden, no, horses can't be purple.
Yeah.
So, and then Hannah and I convert very differently. Like Hannah does take DMC, and she's kind of got this mental note of, oh, for DMC, this color, this one usually works most of the time. Whereas I don't even look at the DMC list. I convert right from the cover, and then I go to the DMC list to make sure I've got all of the colors.
Right.
And then if there's huge differences, sure, I'll go back and either correct them or see how I want to handle it. But that Toro couple
Yes.
that I did
Yeah.
a week ago, that's a prime example.
Yeah.
It was done in, was it done in Cosmos? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
done
it
in
was Cosmos.
And I don't know, I don't think Cosmos is new to the game, but it's not like color charts are prevalent or conversions are prevalent. So I went from, I did 2 conversions. I found a Cosmos to DMC conversion online. So I did my conversion from the cover, and then I did by the book.
Yeah.
I did not like by the book.
Yeah. Well, and you see, the thing is, it's that you might approach it differently, but in the end you come to the same results, because you can't always just take the list that's inside as well, right?
Yeah.
because sometimes, like when Hannah does Jacob's charts from the DMC list, we know that those are fairly consistent with what he wants, right?
Yeah.
His cover models are digital representations.
Yeah.
They are not true photographs of color. And not only that, cover models can vary wildly from, you know, maybe somebody purchased it at this LNS who purchased it 5 years ago versus someone who purchased it from a reprint 6 months ago from a totally different LNS. Your cover models are going to look different. We have charts in the shop that the cover models look slightly different. The color of the fabric is different. And so, you know, when you stitch something from the materials list and it doesn't end up looking like the cover, then you're like, why doesn't this look like the cover? I wanted it to look like the cover. There's nothing stopping you from picking a different colored floss.
Exactly.
So
if you want it to look like the cover, then
change it up.
Be brave and go with your gut instinct.
So for this chart that I'm stitching, Jacob's cover model has these flowers, these paler flowers here. They're a little bit darker, slightly darker pink in the cover. And there's a neutral and a pale purpley pink in this tree here. And again, they're a little darker in the cover model. I double checked Hannah's conversion on the light purple because it was markedly different from the cover. But she had it bang on to what the DMC was that Jacob put in the floss list. So, and I thought, you know, as I was stitching, I'm like, well, you know, this floss pack, where is it? Here it is. Nope, I left it. The floss pack for this is a color, like it's a paint box. There's lots of other pinks in there. If I want it darker later on, I can change it to anything that I want because there's lots of floss. But I actually really love
the subtlety.
I love the subtlety of it. These 3 flowers here. Yeah, do you want to hold that?
Yeah.
Once that's framed and the light hits it a certain way, its texture, it's beautiful, and it looks a little more old-fashioned to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I love. I love it. Yeah. I'm really enjoying stitching it. And I actually, once I had stitched this, I fell in love with this. The little pale tree in the corner.
Yeah.
Because it all became kind of part of the sampler.
Yeah.
I loved it. So
yeah, definitely when you've got subtle colors, that's what makes things look antique-y.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you start getting cleaner palettes with more contrast, all of a sudden it flips to modern.
Exactly. No, I loved it. So, yeah. I am really enjoying that. That's been really, really fun. So, who knew that Caroline would be stitching samplers?
Yeah. Who are you?
So, here's a good example of 2 dye lots of Night Owl.
Oh, yeah. Same count?
Same count. Now, it's showing up a much more marked difference in the camera than it is in actuality. But it's a hand dye, right? So this might have been just different, dyed at a different time. So this is my Linnets song. And the reason I showed you that is because I have been kind of low-key obsessed with stitching on black linen.
Oh my god.
I know. So, chatelaines.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a picture in here. Let's go down this rabbit hole. I spoke about my Victorian garden. As you can see, it's still not open. I purchased this from European Cross Stitch company, which is www.europeanxs.com. They kit up chatelaines. They sell lots of beautiful things. This was a birthday present from me to me.
Always the best kind. It's funny how you knew exactly what you wanted.
I did. Look at that. I knew just what I wanted. And the reason this caught my eye, this particular one, was originally it was done on a black background. Okay. And it wasn't until I clicked on the link that the actual chart is sold on a light background. And I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. Mm-hmm. But I love the black background. But I cannot find any stitched examples online of the black background, right?
Yeah.
And tricky. That's a lot of commitment. Mm-hmm. That's a big commitment, a big expensive commitment, to not love it. And so I was talking to you downstairs a couple days ago, and I was like, really want to do it on black linen. And Kerri, do you remember exactly? Because I remember exactly what you said.
I don't know the quote, but
you said, "You're a grown-up woman, a grown-up, smart woman. You can change things."
Yeah. If you end up getting to a floss that's you're gonna lose it, change it.
And that's the thing. I say this
all the time. And you don't even have to change it if you're dealing with a silk and you need to change it up. Throw in cotton.
Oh yeah.
Is somebody gonna look at a chatelaine and say, "Oh, you substituted cotton"?
No,
for silk?
and I do that all the time, right? So why it didn't occur to me, and I think it's because it's a kit, and you have to use the things in the kit. Well, the fact of it is that I really want to stitch it on a black linen.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it. I have my fabric ready. So, look at this.
Yeah.
It's 32 count Night Owl. And because of the size of the design, I think it's 279 squared. I needed a piece that was 23 by 23, which meant that it was bigger than a quarter, obviously.
Yeah.
So I needed a half yard of Night Owl, which sent me down another rabbit hole because of course I wanted to cut this to size. And I'm thinking, okay, well, what can I do with the leftover Night Owl, right? And that's where my mind started. Okay, so long story short about my chatelaine, I have my fabric prepped and ready to go. I am going to be starting this and the Strawberry Thief for my birthday, which is in July. It's not till July.
What day is that?
The 7th. It's the
that's
7th.
Folks, that's July 7th.
July 7th. I'm turning
Please
50.
DM.
But I think I'm going to start it before.
Sure. Why wouldn't you?
Well, the thing is that I want to have it ready to be stitching on it. I don't want to be doing a lot of the prep work and stuff, right?
It takes a solid couple of hours just to quell the anxiety when you start it.
Well, and I would like to have stitching time on my birthday, on my new projects. So I just want to get it started. So you're going away
by yourself?
It's tempting. Yeah. Decisions have not been made yet, but no. Anyway, so my fabric is ready and I'm going to be brave and I'm going to stitch it the way that I see it in my head because I think I'm going to love it. And if there is the odd color that's in my pack that doesn't work, then Kerri will help me fix it.
For sure. I'm all over it.
Yeah. Kerri will help me fix it. Okay, so I had some leftover linen from my half yard.
You're so brave to cut that to size.
Oh, really?
I think mine is 325 square and I'm just using a full yard.
You're using, see, that would drive me bananas.
Which made me have to buy new scroll rods, a new, whatever that is, a transom rod or whatever it is. Crossbar.
Yeah. No.
Had to go big.
No, I cannot do that. I can't do that. That's too much.
I think I did cut it down to 34 inches.
That has only bitten me in the butt one time. One time. His eye is on the sparrow. And that project is gone. It's dead to me.
It was kindling.
I started at my fabric was the wrong orientation.
Right.
Womp womp. And I did a fair bit in the bottom left corner. So
man.
Anyways,
I'd quit this sport if that ever happened to me.
It did teach me a very valuable lesson to triple check, quadruple check your fabric orientation before you start. So I'm ready to go. I will have put in a photo. Why don't we save your chatelaine discussion for the next video, and
that'd be good.
You can bring
Maybe
it.
I'll even
bring
work
it
on it.
Oh yeah,
Work
you
on
should,
it.
and then you can bring it and show it.
Yeah,
that would be good.
It's
Okay.
my chatelaine is because I had to get the long crossbar and the long scroll rods. It's set up in our lower level living room, so I have to be in a real specific mood to go down there to stitch. It's like, yeah, it takes a lot. Because of course now that the air conditioning's on, then you have to put the fireplace on, or else it's like 16 degrees down there. Very specific stitching spot.
Yeah. So, you know, you're not totally unlike me with my Stitch North New Start experience, where conditions have to be just right.
Conditions have to be ideal.
Conditions have to be right for certain projects, right?
For sure.
Yeah. No, for sure. So I had leftover Night Owl, which started me thinking. And now I'm what the heck? What the heck? It would appear that I left my chart and my floss at home. So I'm going to tell you about the project, but actually I'm telling you about it because it's my new start, but it's more going to feature in tomorrow's floss toss video, because I'm not, that's Daniel downstairs working on Hearthside. There's not somebody knocking on the door waiting to come in. So my leftover Night Owl. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Jacob has a trio of charts, and they are based on, all three of them are based on one antique sampler in his collection. And so he took pieces from this sampler and he made smaller designs with them. One of them is called the Carnation Pincushion. They are all done on like a white background.
Is this an older chart?
It is from 2023. Yeah. It's totally older.
Yeah.
He released them last year, and they have been on my radar for a long time because I really, really love them. But
well, for a long time, like less than 12 months.
Yeah, that is a long time. That is a long time.
Hashtag sleeper cell.
Hashtag sleeper cell.
Oh, God.
They're not, okay.
Okay.
So they're not that old, thanks.
Get it together, man.
But all of a sudden, it just popped into my head that I wanted to stitch all three of them on black linen.
Sure.
But that they would need to have the colors slightly changed, because not all colors, you know, some of the darker colors won't work on a black linen. So that's why I'm not ready to talk about my conversion yet, because I'm not 100% sure about it, but I'm liking it so far. I will have put in a picture of the chart here. It's small. And you know, I need 50 things this year. So this is one that I can start and finish, no problem.
Is this something that you get all three of them on this piece of linen?
Oh no, this is cut.
Okay.
This is cut to have a 3-inch border. Well, I'll have more because I only needed 12 inches. I think it's 13.
Okay.
No, it's 14 inches because I cut the leftover piece in half, and the other piece will be big enough for one of the other charts. So my thinking behind this is we often have stitchers who want to try black linen or black Aida, but you know, they're afraid because it's
black.
It's harder, more difficult. But it really is just practice, and it's finding the right setup.
And giving your eyes the chance to adapt.
Yes, giving your eyes a chance to adjust.
Yeah.
And getting your lighting situation correct, using a white towel or sheet on your lap, something underneath that's going to help light up those holes. So my thought process behind doing this was to be able to kit, like I have a section on the website, it's called Caroline's Curated Kits, where I do these kind of things. And then I kit them up so that if you want to try what I'm doing, then I make it easy for you. And so these will have slightly smaller cuts of fabric. So they'll be, I think I can get what, if I do it, was it 12? It'll be 12 by 12, or 12 by 14, because that's, I can't, anyways, they'll be smaller pieces, which
12
makes
by 14
it,
is an eighth?
no, it's smaller than an eighth.
Okay.
Because if you start with the whole yard, right? Was it 13, 26? I can't remember. 3 cuts that way. Anyways, you don't need to know the math behind that. I will know the math behind that. But it's a smaller size, so it's a trial, right? You don't have to buy a wide quarter or even a wide eighth. It's a little bit less than that to give it a try. And it'll be the bigger counts, like 28 count, 32 count, and I'll do some Aida as well. These charts are absolutely perfectly...
Not 18 count Aida.
Not 18 count Aida. It's, yeah, the 18 count Aida. 18 count Aida doesn't take the dye the same way. And so it's never going to be dark enough. Yeah. 20 count is fine.
Yeah. 16 is
16 is fine. 14. Do we have any 14 Night Owl?
I don't know if you have any in your linen room.
But you have you have raw 14,
oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah. Loads,
why don't we do
loads.
a couple yards of 14 as
Yeah.
well? And all 3 of these charts based on this sampler from Jacob, and again, the names are escaping me, but I will put them in photo form here. They're all perfectly suited to Aida. So there you go. So that was kind of my thinking behind it. So I just want to spend one more day finalizing my floss colors for it before I share. Now, interestingly enough, my skein of ochre had some wicked variegation in it. Check that out. That's one skein? This is all from a skein of ochre that I've got. Yeah.
Did you fussy cut it, or that's just how it?
That's how it came off the. That's how it came off the skein.
That's crazy.
I know. I can show you. Hand dyed floss. You get what you get. And it's a beautiful thing. Isn't it pretty though?
Yeah, it is pretty. I like the green on that.
I know. Guess what color that is?
Whiz?
Close. It's Oz.
Okay.
So the Whiz is the darker version, but the Whiz was too dark on the black, and that's why I went down to Oz. And it kind of pops up. Yeah, I love it. Cool. I love it. So yeah, so I will have more information about the flosses in that and the smaller packs tomorrow. Okay, so I have a little surprise. You can choose to play along or not.
Okay.
So in the last shop update, we added in a couple of 1897 Schoolhouse sampler charts. And one of them was Catherine Reese. And this has 2 very sweet little samplers on it. And so Hannah said to me last week, she said, you know, you should stitch one and Kerri should stitch one.
Thanks, Hannah.
And then,
voluntold.
Yeah, well, no, because it'll be fun.
No, you're right. Yeah.
You're horrid.
Let me see these.
I know which one you would like to stitch.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Which one?
Right. The birdie one.
Yeah. So, Kerri is going to stitch. Kerri's going to stitch the one with the birds.
There you go.
Which is called While Plying Her Needle. And I'm going to stitch Blooming in Her Own Time.
Cool.
And so I thought it would be a fun kind of friend thing to do.
All right.
Because...
I'm just joking. Of course, I would
so
love to
if
stitch
you
this
have
with
a
you.
stitching friend and you want to, because look,
You want to
so
voluntold them what
pretty.
they're doing.
They're so pretty.
They are. Yeah.
And we
They're
can
really
share
sweet.
the floss pack and everything.
No, I was just going to suggest that.
So we can share the
They
floss
can't be very
pack.
big.
They're not. They're each of them 118 by 170 for mine, and yours is 107 by 161.
Cute.
Not big. And we'll each have a Catherine Reese sampler.
What count are you thinking?
You can stitch it on whatever you want.
I think I'm going to do 56. can do that. Not over 1, just normal 56. I've been looking for something to do
All right.
56 on.
You're going to end up with a scissor fob.
It'll be cute. It'll go faster,
Actually,
right?
you probably will end up with a scissor fob. So the model was done on 40 count. They're just small. Look at,
Yeah, they are.
they're
really
so
tiny.
pretty.
That's really cute.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll stitch them together. And I think that
Cool.
what we should do is we should have a weekly half-hour Catherine Reese play date.
All right.
Okay? So you come
Yeah.
upstairs, or I could come downstairs to
Yeah.
the witch kitchen.
Well, it would probably be more comfortable up here.
It's a little warmer up here. I'll
Yeah.
even let you sit in my nice chair.
Okay.
We could have a half-hour play date.
That would be great.
Once a week,
I would love
and we'll
that.
work on our Catherine Reese samplers.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That sounds great.
Okay, all right. See?
All
Not
right.
so bad, right?
Not so bad.
All told. You will stitch this sampler and you will like it.
Oh, goodness.
Do you want to show
Oh, yeah.
your dreamer?
My...
Oh, it's so good.
I guess I have made progress since
You really
the last
have.
time in the last 2 weeks, but I don't know. I've got a lot of loose threads. So,
Oh, it's so pretty.
you
Here, I
actually
will
hold
hold
that?
it.
Thanks.
Yep, don't
let
move.
me move forward on it.
You okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just can't lean
No.
forward. Yeah, so I started the flower, and so here's a pro tip. If you do a conversion, you want to write down that conversion because you'll get to the flower and you'll forget what your symbols mean and what assignment they are to your threads. So you'll end up with a rogue flower.
Well, luckily for you, Hannah has your conversion written
Right.
down.
It's way too late now to go back. So I'm just going with the flow, and I think it looks fine. It'll be
It looks
fine.
great.
Thanks.
So this is a chart by
Gigi, the Artsy Housewife. It's called Dreamer. I started it when it was like on an early release from Patreon, but she releases her things very quickly, it appears. So it's part of her... Oh, I can't remember. It's a series with Awesome. It's the crow. And then You Got This, the owl.
Yeah.
It's like a little trio of whimsical birds.
in cups, right?
Yeah.
In cups.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crow's in a teacup and the
Yeah.
owl's in a coffee mug.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So I'm quite happy with that. And I've got a very whimsical wall in my living room that I didn't know. When you hang something offset because you intend to put other things here to create like a, but then it sits there for a year
By
and-
itself?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then everybody's like, wow, that's really off center. So this is destined to go onto that wall as a little collage.
And then it'll make things look right.
Yeah, it's gonna be my GG wall.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a night owl linen wall.
Yes, you
That's
are.
my goal.
Yeah, and you should
That
put it
is
in a
my
really
goal.
dark room.
I should, yeah.
Yeah.
But you need, what's it called? You know, the
Black light?
black
Yeah.
light. Black light.
That would be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. So we have, I'll save those for tomorrow. I was sent a gift. I was sent a gift.
Okay, sorry. I'm looking at tomorrow's
That's
stuff.
okay.
Those are really cool.
I know.
Tune in tomorrow.
Tune in tomorrow. I was sent the most amazing gift. It was a birthday gift. That card
Cute.
from Yas. Yasmin's Made with Love.
Aw.
Look at her card. You guys.
Oh.
I know, look,
Focus.
it's going on the,
There
there
you
we go. Look at that.
God, her business cards are amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Okay, so this was included on top of the gift that she sent me. And on the back is a free chart.
Oh, that's really sweet.
That is really nice. It's a honey jar.
Yeah. God, she's
good, hey?
she's
Yeah.
good, and she is zoned in.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so check out a couple months ago, 6 months ago, Yaz started making hand-painted boxes.
Yes.
She sent me one as a birthday gift. And I have been eyeing these boxes because they look like treasure
I need
boxes.
to touch. Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Check this out.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that amazing? Look at the color.
Yeah.
Look at.
Beautiful. And she hand paints these?
She hand paints these.
So
she
talented.
hand paints, like look, every single centimeter.
Yeah. I love the texture.
Look at that. And it is smooth. Smooth, smooth, smooth. There's no rough edges. There's nothing rough on here at all. It's perfect. And look at the inside. Every detail. It's been fully finished on the inside.
Oh, wow.
With craft paper.
Yeah.
So you can put your most precious silk flosses in there. Nothing will catch. It's a treasure box. And
very cool.
It will look absolutely beautiful on display. Yes, I literally, you could have knocked me over with a feather when I got this. It was so unexpected and so kind and beautiful. I will treasure this forever. Thank you. Let me show you a close-up of the front here. And you can see it's got some texture to it. See that? You can feel it. It's beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous.
Very nice.
I know. Crafty friends. Crafty friends.
This card is
Isn't that great?
A little wiener dog.
I know. Oh. Okay, so before we talk about pub crawl and the Peacorn, I have finally gotten to the heel of Sarah's sock. So I thought I'd show you. So Sarah's sock, I work on it every now and then when I'm too tired to stitch. And this yarn, I love. This is old yarn. This is a woolen boon yarn, and in fact, she's not dying anymore, I don't think. Her Instagram page hasn't, her Instagram woolen, like the wool business page hasn't been updated since 2021.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyways, this is super old stash. It's called Thistle, and it's been in my stash for ages. And I'm getting Sarah a pair of socks because she loves hand knit socks.
Excellent.
I should show you this. I won't show this on camera because but I have to show Kerri. This is how much she appreciates her hand knit socks. Because I'm actually using an old one as a model. Yeah. And it's so worn and so felted.
Yeah. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
It's held up really well.
Yeah. Well, she never puts them in the dryer.
Yeah.
She always hangs them to dry.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe how well this is held up.
I guess you can show it. I'm not embarrassed by it. It's just because it's clean. It's not a dirty sock.
I just shoved my hand in it, so yeah, it's gorgeous.
So I knit these for Sarah years ago, and she loves them. So I was just using this as a size guide for how long she wanted the leg. So yeah, so those are, they'll be done by Christmas time.
Sure.
Maybe. Sure. Sure they will.
I've been working on my that black sweater that I started at stitching on.
Oh yeah.
And body's done, one sleeve's done, but I started getting to a circumference that I needed to. I was on like a 16-inch circular up here,
and you had to go down?
By the time I got here, it started getting really stretched out. I didn't want to go magic loop, so I was trying to find my little 2.5-inch shorty needles.
Okay.
But I couldn't find a cable that was small enough, so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna grab a 9-inch sock needle and do it like this.
Yeah.
It totally flared up my tendonitis in my elbow. So now I can't knit for about a week. Let that slow down, and then I'll put it I'll just do magic loop. Because there's less stress on my elbow. But it's coming along.
These things, right?
Yeah. Falling apart.
Falling apart. Putting it back together.
Yeah.
Peacorn. The Peacorn. So we had a request on our last video for us to give an update on our peacock, a unicorn, a badger projects. And so I messaged Kerri last night and I said, hey, bring your Peacorn and let's show them off.
Yeah. So I had not done anything on mine because I am still debating if I want to change counts of linen.
To a 40.
To a 40. I'm on a 36.
So currently, okay, so this was fabric that Kerri dyed specifically for this project. It's called Pub Crawl. And as of tomorrow, we are going to be starting to sell this linen in smaller cuts. So up until now, it's only been available in half-yard cuts for the Peacorn project. But now that the initial flush is over, now we're going to add smaller cuts. So 1/4 yard and 1/8 of a yard cuts. And full yard too. We didn't have that in before. So you started yours on a 36 count.
Yeah. And so now I'm looking at it and it's like, oh, it's okay.
It's beautiful.
And my flipping cats got at it.
Oh no.
Yep. I love them until they do shit like that.
Oh no.
So yeah, look at them. There's a couple
Oh,
of spots
no.
where they've actually broken threads. I don't know. They must have lost their minds for a couple of minutes.
Okay, I'll show it. Okay. Wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now and it's like, it's fine.
It is beautiful.
It's fine on 36.
Okay, so let's have a close-up of the damage. Yeah, that's been, okay. So there's spot 1. Right there. See the linen's been pulled. And then, where was the other spot?
Well, oh, I know why they did this. Because it was on
the scroll rods?
It was on the scroll rods. There's another one right there. I don't know, it might be, I think it's fine.
Oh, it doesn't look like it's a whole hole.
No, I think just the
I think you could probably just needle that back into place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not overly
It's fine. It's fine. And even that, you can just massage that a bit. Okay, so 36 count. So now you're looking at it, and I'm gonna hold it back here.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I find it sparse, but I'm looking at it.
But it's yours.
I know.
And you're the one that has to live with it.
And it's a BAP, so
yeah, you're gonna be stitching on this for a very long time.
Yeah.
So you're gonna switch it?
I think I am gonna switch it.
Okay, you're gonna switch it.
And I might even go down to 46.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And because I think it's something to do with my tension, but you couldn't even see, because the threads are looser, you can see where my tension's too tight.
Yeah.
But that's, I'm not going to switch. It's like trying to change your knitting style, right?
That's also, that can happen when you go back the other way too, right? Like when you stitch to the right versus when you go back the left.
Right.
Because you cross complete,
I usually
right?
do cross completely.
Especially, you should always cross complete with hand-dyed floss. You should always. Should
I know
is
people
a strong
who don't,
word.
So.
Lots of people don't, and you can
Kelly.
You can switch it up if it suits your purposes to have. But if you want to get the maximum bang for your over-dyed cotton floss buck, is completing each cross as you go. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you made the decision. You're gonna okay.
Start for a third time because there's my first false start.
So rest in peace, version 1, Peacorn.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have some beautiful leftover fabric to do lots of other things on.
Definitely.
Okay, so my Peacorn, I am going to insert video here and I'll talk over top of what you're looking at because there's no way that I'm taking it off the lap frame. I actually have a dedicated lap frame here at the workshop with my project on it, and that is where it is going to live until it is done, or we move, or something happens, and like, let's not tempt fate here, right? So editing Caroline here. Here's my pub crawl. You can see my bottom left corner. You're going to notice an odd, awkward little jump into the next section. For some reason, my camera didn't record a couple of minutes of footage where I was talking about just adding a few stitches a day into my project, which I am loving.
It's been 2 weeks. It is a little bit slower, but I can't believe, like, I've, in 2 weeks I've gotten that flower done.
Yeah.
And I'm not killing myself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, got it done. It's like 2/3.
You're 80%. It's time to pack it in.
Yeah, that's right. Like I've done everywhere here.
Yeah.
80% of the cup is filled in. Let's bail on it. 80% of the foam is filled in. Done. So predictable.
Well, you're ready to move on, right? So
why I have 5 sweaters with only have 1 sleeve?
They'll get done eventually. Yeah. Eventually. So I also have only, a little bit of the bottom corner done, but these large scale projects that have been lifetime dream projects for me to start, I don't want them to be done in a year. These are, like, for me, they're lifetime projects.
Sure.
And if I'm working on them for the rest of my lifetime, I am happy with that.
Yeah. I would say for knitting, there's a process knitter, and what's the other one?
Project.
A project. So for knitting, I'm definitely a project knitter. I want the sweater.
Right.
Stitching, totally process. I've got projects, I'm going to say 90% of my projects, I don't care if I ever finish them.
Yeah.
If I finish them, fantastic. If I don't,
yeah,
it's fine.
It's the act of doing.
Yeah.
The act of doing is the end goal.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're deriving the pleasure from, which is kind of wonderful.
Yeah.
If you can, then you can. I have a giveaway for today.
Oh, that's fun.
So backstory on this, and it's actually really, really Julien Girard from Quebec. Julien came to, we've known Julien for a few years now. And he was at Stitch North again this year and came up to Kerri and I on the Saturday, I think. And he handed over a magazine. I think it was it this one? It
was that one, yeah.
This one, yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah.
This is the most beautiful French crafting magazine I have ever seen.
Yeah.
The quality of this magazine is phenomenal. Now, I believe this woman is, I know that's who the story is about. Because, okay, I think it's her. Sylvie. Yeah,
yes.
It's Sylvie, sorry. Sylvie, I believe, owns a yarn shop. And Julien, I believe they work together.
Yes.
And this is her publication. This reminds me of the Making magazine that was put out in the States. Yeah. I don't think it's still in publication, but you can buy back issues of it.
I think it only ran for maybe 2 or 3 years.
But it was really special. And when Julien handed this to me, it immediately gave me that memory of afternoons spent, because you can't just go, you have to savor it with a cup of coffee and time. Like, you have to have a quiet house. You have to have the right headspace for it. It's got the paper feel. It's got, like, the photographs are amazing. So actually, I marked, or I thought I had, actually, I fibbed. Is it in this one? Let me show you. There it is. So here he is. There he is. There's Julien right there. That's our friend. And you can see what he's making here. Check this out. This is Julien's project here. I have to be careful not to show you the instructions, but oh my gosh, look it. These are his nieces. Look at these skirts. The photographs are beautiful. There are no ads in these magazines. Now, yes, they are in French.
That's a big caveat.
They are in French.
Yeah.
However,
you can muddle your way through
You
French,
can definitely
for sure.
muddle your way through. And it actually, for me, has been adding to the enjoyment. If many of our Canadian viewers, because you're Canadian, this is nothing new to you, but for those of you outside of Canada who maybe don't know a little bit about our country, we are bilingual. French and English, we are a bilingual country. And so as Canadian children, we grew up, English Canadian children, we grew up with all of our packaging. You know, we'd have breakfast and the bowl of the box of cereal on the counter would be flocons de maize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Cornflakes. And so we know a lot of those kinds of things.
My favorite is verso recto. Those are they're like Ritz crackers on one side,
Yes.
but pretzel crackers on the other. Recto verso.
And so when you're feeling fancy, you might eat from the French side. But when I was in grade 7, I don't even know if you knew this about me, I went to French immersion.
Oh, did you?
I did.
In grade 7?
In grade 7, I went to a school where they had classes where you studied, you went to school in everything was in French.
Yeah.
For grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. And actually, that's how I met Julie.
Oh, okay.
Julie, who now works here at the Evertote workshop.
Yeah.
We've been friends since we were in grade 7.
That's cool.
We met in French immersion. I did give up after grade 9, and it was a very sordid story about a teacher who I didn't get along with, and sordid is not the right word there. It's not
soft selling it.
Let's change that word. He was not the right teacher for how I learned, and it was not a good experience in grade 9 math. And so I actually, because anyways,
You pulled the parachute on French
I
immersion.
pulled the parachute on French immersion, and you know what? I got him again in grade 10
Oh,
as an
no.
English math teacher. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
My mom went to bat for me. Yeah, it was not good. You know, that's okay. I'm not going to focus on that because throughout my life, I have had amazing teachers. Amazing teachers. I was blessed with like the best music teacher ever. And that's actually why I went into music in university. It was because of him. His name was Mr. Wisnowski. He passed away a few years ago.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah,
Too bad.
he was a lovely man. Okay, so
Circling back.
circling back,
It's a French
to
language
the
magazine.
fact that this is a French language magazine, it is already one to be savored. You know enough about crafting, and if you have even a scotch
Sure.
of ability with Google Translate, easy peasy.
Yeah.
I'm using this as a learning experience because I actually have been trying to revamp my French knowledge. I had a phrase all ready to go for Nadine and her sister and Julien and his mom, Tijou, which in French, because French Canadian is different than Parisian French, and Tijou is apparently a localized French Canadian expression that means let's go. So let's go, Tijou.
Yeah.
So I was practicing, and I have been, my reading comprehension and my oral comprehension is far superior than my writing or my speaking.
See, I'm the exact opposite. I could write an essay in French. My French grammar is very good. oral, and I think it's a processing issue.
Oh, okay.
Speaking and receiving information, my brain just shuts down.
Okay. I can process it. I just have trouble with the rules, writing the rule, like grammar rules.
Yeah.
I really struggled with that. So this actually has been a big pleasure, a real pleasure.
Yeah.
And the photographs are just
incredible.
so, you know, like everything is just beautiful. And yeah,
And you've gotten a second issue.
I highly recommend. I mean, look at
indigo dyeing.
beautiful. So it's called Fiber. I have Julianne gave me, which I did pay for, two. There have only been 3 publications so far. These are not inexpensive, just FYI off the gate. These are not like a, you know, $10 magazine. These are $40 Canadian each.
But there's no advertising.
There's no advertising in them. They are each issue is the page numbers 100 like there's 106 pages in here of beautiful photographs and patterns and charts on knitting, sewing, you name it. They're just lovely making magazines. Highly recommend. The website is fibermagazine.ca, and that's fiber spelled the Canadian way, Fibre, magazine.ca. You can see it right there, and it's $40 Canadian per issue. Now the reason I'm also showing you these is that because when Julian gave these to me, I said, okay, I'll go on the website and I'll pay, because I asked him to give me the other one too. He had one, and I said, but I'll pay for them. So I went online and I paid for the 3 issues. So I'm still waiting for issue number 3, which hasn't come out yet, but I've prepaid for it. And I put in the notes section that I already had the first 2 issues, but they resent them to me.
Oh.
So I actually have extra copies of, and I didn't tell Julian this because, you know, I was paying for what I already had. And even though I left a note on there, they sent me 2 more. So I would like to gift these away. And Julian, I hope that's okay with you. If not, send me a bill. I'll pay for them again. I have I have issue 1. I believe this is spring 2024. And this is autumn 2023. So actually this was issue 1. And this is issue 2. So I'm going to give 2 prizes. One for issue 1. One for issue 2, and I'm also going to include Gamma's Treasure. Gamma's Treasures made thread beds for Stitch North, and she's so funny. Dawn's so funny. She must have given us like 100 extra thread beds, and I mailed them all back to her, the extra ones. But I did keep back a couple because I didn't think she would mind. I'm going to include each one of these in here. So Gamma's Treasures, she is also Canadian. Oh, let me show you her. That's her card right there. She makes beautiful project bags. So you can find her shop there. I think you can see it even though there's a bit of a glare. I'm going to include one of Dawn's thread beds on here. Also, there's a magnet. There's a magnet sewn right in there. It's really a useful little thread bed. So you get a magazine, you get a thread bed, and I'm going to throw in a 25-gram Roxy Floss Co surprise pack.
Fun.
Pretty good, right? So just leave me a comment on this video below. Anything. Just leave me a comment. Say hi. How are you doing? I like the cut of your jib. Right? Julianne, thank you so much for coming to talk to us about this publication. It's absolutely beautiful. I wish you and Suzanne the very best with this. I hope that it takes off because it's phenomenal. It's a gorgeous publication. So, yeah. See what she's doing in this hammock? This is how I imagine myself reading this magazine, practicing my français. right? Very chic.
I wonder if there's the pattern for that hammock.
Oh.
Spring 2024? Is that
Yeah.
what that is? Spring?
This is autumn 2023.
Okay.
Prochain numéro printemps 2024.
So I'm wondering if that chart or that pattern
For the hammock,
is going to be in this one.
this is printemps 2024.
Spring, summer, yeah.
Printemps été. Printemps été, spring, summer. See? I'm practicing.
Yeah. So I wonder if that...
Rencontre, that means to meet,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Dahlia Milan, artisan paysan.
Look at you go.
I know! I'm so proud of myself. Fondatrice Sylvie Bouchard. That is the founder of the magazine. Okay, so is there like a... Oh, there is. You see whether you can find. But don't crease the front. 'Cause
No.
it's got it. I'm going to give it away. I don't think so.
I don't think there is either.
Le projet de Julien. That's our friend.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Yeah,
Love it. Okay, so leave me a comment. I'm going to pull 2 winners in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'll pull winners for these. So, that's it.
Cool. Is that it?
Say 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be back tomorrow with a shorter floss toss video. Got a few new things going in the shop. We've got Ellen's new release to show and share. It is the most beautiful reproduction. I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. And it's not, it's mid-size. It's medium size. It's not overly big. The name of it is Anne Robertson. There's another one that's currently going on, a stitch along going on with Hands Across the Sea, Anne Robertson. So this is a different one. And also the video that I have from Ellen, she's got some of the provenance of the stitcher, some of the information behind it, and yeah, it's a lovely sampler. So cool. Excited to share that.
It's awesome.
Okay.
Okay. That's all we got, man.
That's all we got, man. Happy stitching,
tomorrow.
everybody. Until we see you again. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.